Hi, so welcome back to my channel. This video is going to be about the pros and cons, or the positive and negatives, of having relaxer versus Texlaxed versus natural. I am currently Texlaxed. I have been all three at some point in my hair journey. I don't know why hair all of a sudden everyone wants to call it a journey. But anyways, so let's start off with relaxed. So what are the positives for being relaxed? The positives are it is convenient, it is faster, it is consistent. And so those are the positives that I've seen. The reason why I say it's convenient is that you go to the salon, you may spend, I'll just say 4 hours at the salon, you come out, your hair is done. It's done. It looks good, as long as you chose the style you wanted. It looks good, and you could probably get it to last a week, maybe 2 weeks, without doing much of anything. It's fast. You are done in 4 hours. You are out of there. You do not need to go back for another 4 to 6 weeks or 8 weeks, depending on your plan. And it's consistent, meaning when you do the style, unless your technique in doing the style is off, it usually comes out pretty good. Oh, I'm sorry. And the fourth thing is you're not prone to the changes in weather as much. I mean, I know if it rains and your hair gets wet, it may flop a little bit, but it's not going to turn into a frizz ball or in some other kind of state. It stays straight. It's straight. Now, what are the cons? Here's the cons. The cons is that you're applying a chemical to your hair. And so you are changing its natural pattern, which also means you are you're basically doing a chemical, you're chemically damaging the bonds, your natural hair bonds. You're breaking the bonds in your hair, which increases your risk of drying. Also increases your risk of shedding. And it doesn't necessarily increase your risk of breakage as long as you are taking care of it. So you still need to do good hair maintenance. No matter what state your hair is in, it still needs to be maintained. In addition, because you are applying a chemical to your hair, as well as if some of it gets on your scalp, you can cause scalp damage or irritation, which can lead to scabs, depending on how sensitive your scalp was, whether you're a hairdresser or not, or you based your scalp with whatever the base you wanted to use. So those are the cons. So let's talk about Texlaxed. Texlaxed is like being somewhere in between. Some people are a little more on the straighter side. Some people are a little bit more on the natural side. It varies depending on how long you leave how long you leave the chemical in your hair. But here are the positives. The positives are you have more variety in your hair. You can go from straight, you can go to natural pretty easily. So that's good. The next positive is that you're not as prone to the changes in weather because you have broken some of your bonds. You still will have some reversion back to your natural curl pattern, but it won't be as bad. So you won't have as much frizz develop with humidity or when it rains, etc., etc. The other thing is the styling process does not take as long as natural hair, but it's definitely going to take longer than relaxed hair. And so those are the positives I find. It's more convenient, especially if you're trying to do that curly wash and go, which is what I was trying to get. And with my hair naturally being 4C, my wash and go with 4C hair with minimal product was an afro. That's what it was. I mean, and there really wasn't, we really don't have a curl pattern. So it was just an afro puff. That's all it was. Now, if I wanted, and I'll get to that when I get to natural hair. Now, the last thing with Texlaxed is that my hair does not require as much product. And two, my drying time is a little bit faster than relaxed hair. But the cons are I'm applying a chemical to my hair and my scalp. Yes, it's milder, it's not as harsh, but it's still a chemical. So I got to keep that in mind. Two, when you apply the chemical, it is drying. So you definitely have to make sure you do your hair maintenance. You still have to moisturize. If the one thing you get through this video is moisture, 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 that's what you want. Now, there are some people who believe in over moisturizing. That's fine. I understand that. But you need to make sure that your hair is not dry, because dry, chemically processed hair is your doorway to shedding and breakage. So you want your hair to be moisturized as as much as it can take it. All right. So let's talk about and is there another con for being Texlaxed? Well, there is, and that is depending on where you are. If you are more on the curly pattern, more of your natural pattern, you will be prone to some of the other things that happen. Okay, so let's get to natural. I'll talk about that part, the natural part. So natural. What are the positives of natural? It's your natural hair. There's no chemical applied to your hair. There's no scalp irritation from a chemical burning your scalp, causing scabs. There's none of that. You can walk outside and if your hair is in its natural state, you haven't tried to style it. It doesn't matter if it's rain. It doesn't matter if it's humid. That's what I loved about natural hair. I didn't care if it rained. Whatever. I actually got to the point where I don't even know if I was walking with an umbrella anymore, because if it rained that day and I didn't have an umbrella, oh well, my hair was not going to change in any kind of state. So that part I loved about being natural. The other thing I love being natural, there's still some there's versatility with it. Just like with the Texlaxed, you can go straight, or you can have your curly pattern. So there's versatility is still there. Now, let's talk about the cons of being natural, which led me to being Texlaxed. Here's the biggest con for me with natural hair is inconsistent results with styling. And that is the biggest problem. I work in a professional setting. I am a professional person. I need my hair, if I style it in a braid out or a twist out, I need my hair to look like a braid out or a twist out should look like in the morning. And so I was having inconsistent results. It didn't matter if I lightly damped my hair. My hair never was dry in the morning. Never. Never. I say never. 90% of the time. Never dry. It wasn't dry. So that part drove me nuts. And then two, you do a braid out, today, and then you thought you did it the same way the next time, and then it doesn't come out right. So for me, the biggest con with natural hair is inconsistent results with styling. The other biggest thing is the time to style. So here's the deal, and let me give an example. If your hair is relaxed, you go to the hairdresser. You sit in that chair for 4 hours. You get your hair washed, you get your hair, chemical put in, you get it washed, you condition, she deep conditioned, she may have clipped the ends, and then she styled it, and you're out. 4 hours. Natural hair, I have to wash it. This is natural 4C hair. Wash it. Detangle, which if you have 4C hair, you can only detangle it when it's wet or damp with conditioner in it. I have never been able to detangle my hair dry. That's just asking for breakage. So with conditioner in it, and that could take a while, and then you need to do it in parts. Then after that, then you deep condition it. Then after that, you're going to want to style it. And if you're doing twists, depending on how small or big, and God forbid if they're mini twists, because you will be twisting for hours. Hours. I'm not talking 4 hours. I'm talking 8 hours twisting my hair. I mean, like literally, that is a lot of time. Some people it takes them 12 hours. Some people, I've seen on YouTube, it takes them 2 days to do mini twists. So the styling I found was just very time consuming. And then on top of that, if you are and then you hope that the twist lasts. I can never get my twist to last beyond 2 to 3 weeks. It just never happened with me. I don't know what. Maybe it's my technique, but it never lasted 2 to 3 weeks. So so now we're talking, if you do it twice a month, what are we talking? If you're doing bigger twists, it's not so bad. So now you've doubled and sometimes even tripled your styling time. So the biggest thing with me was the amount of time it took for styling, and then the inconsistent results. but it really depends on how you're going to wear your hair. If you're wearing your hair in twists, in updos, man, you get out, you have your updo, you keep it in, you get out of the bed, you're gone. So that part is nice. But if you are like me, who want to wear your hair out a lot, and you don't want the appearance of an afro all the time, then I'm not sure you will be able to do, and you don't want to, and like I said, and you don't want to wear, you want your hair out, and you don't want it to be an afro state, I'm not sure you're going to be able to maintain that, especially if you're a busy person. I just don't know. But I was relaxed since 2000, and I mean, not relaxed, natural since 2000, 2001, somewhere in there. Hold on, let me think about this. Yeah, 2001. And I just recently Texlaxed. So I've been natural for a long time. And so I did that for a while, and I may go back to being natural. Who knows? But, you know, at the end of the day, like I said in the other video, it doesn't matter. It's just hair. Now, a couple other things. Really quick. Hopefully this will be quick because I'm trying to make this video shorter, but it's ending up being longer. Here's the deal. If you have a medical problem, diabetes, hypertension, autoimmune disease such as lupus, sarcoid, thyroid issues, if you take multiple medications, and your hair is not looking healthy, or it's not growing, or you're having a lot of shedding, you might want to really consider being natural. Because if you have those conditions, and especially if they are not controlled, you know, that, you know, those conditions, you might feel they're just in here, but they're also up in, you know, in the blood supply that supplies your scalp and helps to nourish your hair and your hair growth and the hair follicle. So medications and those medical conditions can change the state of your scalp. And so if you really are having trouble with your hair, you may want to consider being natural, because then that's less of a chemical, less of a process or damage or whatever you want to call it to your hair. And so that you're not battling the hair from the inside and from the outside. If you're natural, you'd only be trying to get your hair state better from the inside versus the outside. You know, you really won't have any chemical in the hair. But anyways, so that's my video. I hope you enjoyed it. If not, hey, just don't watch it. Bye.